Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, July 14th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got MLB action tonight after the All-Star break and the All-Star game. Detroit Tigers versus the Seattle Mariners. Live play-by-play reactions. First pitch will be in about 9 minutes. So I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. And then let me get into the starting lineups as well as the thumb. Spencer Torkelson, I got you. And then obviously I had to get a little bit of Luis Castillo since he is pitching tonight. And we're going to end up doing the game tomorrow, possibly the game Sunday, or maybe I'll end up doing some NASCAR. I haven't really decided just yet. But let's get into the starting lineups. Yeah. How are you? Okay, no problem. Enjoy. How are you? Let's get to 100 in donuts. Let's do it. All right. For the Tigers, leading off for Detroit, third baseman, Zach McKinstry. Batting second for Detroit, DHing tonight, Riley Green. Batting third, first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, right fielder, Kerry Carpenter. Batting fifth, center fielder, Matt Vierling. Batting sixth, shortstop, Javier Baez. Batting seventh, second baseman, Nick Maton. Batting eighth, left fielder, Akil Baddoo. And batting ninth, catcher, Jake Rogers. And on the mound for the Tigers, Eduardo Rodriguez. Let's go, baby. All right, come on, Mariners. We need this. We got a nice, 8, 9, 10 game set at home. We need to try to, ramp up as many dubs as we can. We've been pretty hot, going into the All-Star break, and let's get hot after the break. All right, leading off for the Mariners, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Go, J-Rod. Batting third, first baseman, Ty France. Batting fourth, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting fifth, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Batting sixth, catching for Seattle tonight, Tom Murphy. Batting seventh, DHing for Seattle, A.J. Pollock. Batting eighth for Seattle, second baseman, Jose Caballero. And batting ninth, left fielder, Dylan Moore. And on the mound for the M's, Luis Castillo. Let's go, baby. You already know. Whenever Luis is pitching, he gets on the thumb. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, did they? Yeah, I saw that they were up 5-0 at that point, so I figured that it was going to be a blowout. Again, the Mets, have been a disappointment. There's been quite a few disappointments, in the first half of the year, and it looks like maybe overall, we'll see if the Mets can turn it around, but I think there was a lot more expectations for the Mets, the Padres, the Cardinals, the Mariners, but, it feels like maybe the Mariners can turn it around. Maybe the Padres, but I'm not too sure about the Cardinals and Mets at this point. I mean, I'm definitely rooting for teams not to suck, for the whole year. But we will have to kind of wait and see how things play out, see what series wins that we can, accumulate, as we go from, series to series. And if we can stack on some sweeps or win 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah. And like I said, they should be in first place, but again, the Diamondbacks have been playing some pretty damn good baseball, and there's been a few other teams kind of challenging them, towards the top, but we'll see, who ends up being the best teams, down the stretch. But I'm definitely hoping that this Tigers team, it's definitely winnable, right? It shouldn't be one of these scenarios where, they're 39-50, 19-25 away, the Tigers. We're 45-44, 24-20 at home. We should have a better record at home. But it is what it is. So like I said, we can't make excuses. Sometimes the pitching was good. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes the hitting was decent, but most of the year it's been shitty. So we'll see where it goes, but hopefully we get some people to come through and hang out. I know it's Friday night, but again, we got to grind it out. Obviously, we didn't have any baseball on Wednesday or Thursday, so I'm ready to get back into the groove of things. And again, we'll do this today. We'll do probably Mariners tomorrow with the Tigers game 2. And then they have an early game, I think sometime between like 11 and 1 on Sunday Pacific time. And then maybe I'll do the NASCAR race. Maybe we'll double dip, or maybe we'll do maybe we'll just, I haven't looked at the NASCAR schedule to see what's going on. I'm going to do that right now. So let me take a quick peek. Where are you, NASCAR? There it is, Cup Series. All right, so what do we got this weekend? We have New Hampshire, at wow, it's early, 11:30 a.m. So I guess it's going to be either we do that, or I do the Mariners at that time. But we're going to end up doing one of them, even though it's kind of early. Usually the Mariners or any type of baseball cuts off at like 4 p.m. on Sunday, which I don't like. But maybe we'll figure it out. I'm either going to do New Hampshire and watch the Mariners, or I'm going to do the Mariners and I'm going to watch New Hampshire for NASCAR Cup. But maybe we'll do NASCAR, so that way we can do baseball today, baseball tomorrow, and then maybe NASCAR, but I'll still be following. But it also depends on who's pitching on Sunday, and that might determine on what I end up doing. So how are you, Sour? What's good, man? A couple days with no baseball. It fucking sucked, dude. It's like you had like summer league. You had summer league basketball, which is not very good. We had AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. So it's just not a whole lot going on at this point until we get into football season. I get it. But once we actually have baseball and NASCAR, and then obviously wrestling pay-per-views with like WWE once a month, it feels good to be able to get a little bit of variety in the streams as well. I don't know the difference between Monday through Friday because I work pretty much every day. So I don't really get Fridays like a lot of y'all do it. You guys work during the week, or maybe you don't, but I mean, every day that, I'm grinding, I really don't have a Friday, but I'm glad you do. And hopefully we can end up getting a dub here. He said, I can't do it for another day. Dude, 2 days was too much. It shows you when the season is slow and people take, baseball for granted. They're like, baseball, it's fucking boring. I hate that shit. You can say that, for some people, but like if there's no football, there's no NFL, there's no college football, depending on if you're a wrestling fan, if that can keep you going, but if you're not, what else do you got? You got baseball and NASCAR at this point of the year. There's no basketball besides summer league, which is trash. There's no college basketball. There's no NHL. There's no NFL. There's no college football. So we're getting closer to August. And once we get closer to August, we know things are going to be popping off. Obviously preseason NFL, even though it's going to be a bunch of third and fourth stringers, but who cares, right? We love the NFL. And then we're going to get sprinkled into college football, which I believe is about 6 or 7 weeks away, which I'm super excited. And then obviously with this transition, I'm going to be able to record pretty much at any time of day. So even if I'm working 7 days a week, that doesn't mean that I won't do a stream in the morning for like a morning show during football season, or maybe doing some uploads in the morning and afternoon while we're waiting for the stream, or maybe doing some shorts or, YouTube shorts or uploads. We got to find a way to get to 20K, and if that means doing, some shorts for 30 seconds, if that's going to be a way where people are going to sub just based on a fucking short, then fine, or doing some uploads and whatnot. So we'll see where it goes, but I'm really happy that we fucking have baseball back. I'd never take this game for granted. And my buddies ended up going, up to the All-Star game. Obviously Duffel Bag Boys. Jay Graves went up there with his dad, which is awesome. National League ended up winning the first time in like 10 years. So shout out to them. But Mariners today, we got to get this done. You're interested in Logan Gilbert. Why? Yeah, there's no point. I mean, he's done a little bit better in the last 1 or 2 starts, but I don't know. I mean, I mean, hell, if you want to give us Nolan Arenado for Logan Gilbert, sure, sure. You want to give us Paul Goldschmidt for Logan Gilbert, sure. Your guys pitching his ass. So if you guys want to give up your Hall of Fame players for Logan Gilbert, I'll take that. But if I'm looking at Logan Gilbert, I wouldn't want him. And that's me being real. I'm a Mariner fan, and I wouldn't want him on any team. He's like our fifth or sixth guy. And honestly, he's nowhere near being the top of the rotation anymore. So we'll see what it is. I am too. I am too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what we have to hang on to, any type of little film or any type of news. But obviously, there's not a whole lot going on in the NFL right now. So people are reaching for ridiculous stories. Should I look on the ESPN and obviously look at what the headline stories are? And this is how terrible it is. All right, let's look. Let's see. Well, there's some somewhat relevant. Running back Joe Mixon restructures deal to stay with the Bengals. That's somewhat relevant news. Sabrina, go Ducks. Anosku, he gets 20 straight threes to win the three-point contest, which was awesome. I didn't see it live, but I ended up seeing it on Twitter. Then we have a police report of an individual that threatened to hurt police. Naylor Bros go deep in same inning for Guardians. That's not news. Tennessee avoids a bowl ban, fined over $8 million. That's not news. Suns Mercury local TV plan. Who cares? Dijakovic gets Alcatraz and Dream Wimbledon final. Who cares? Ex Pro Bowl DL Jackson retires after 10 seasons. It shows you it's garbage. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on. Yeah, but the thing is that if we can get a consistent bat, what are the chances of the Mariners actually evaluating someone to get that to happen? Nice pitch by Castillo there, 1-2 count. I don't know. I know we can draft Edmund. Well, I don't know. I would rather, at that point, no disrespect to your players, but even though I don't really like Logan Gilbert that much, even though he has been hot in the last couple starts, I wouldn't want to trade for Edmund or Flaherty. No offense. I'd rather keep my guy there just because the Mariners have injuries, right? There we go. Louise with a nice strikeout. There we go. But I don't want to, give up somebody and then we have someone get hurt like Bryce Miller or George Kirby, and then we're going to need other guys to step up. So even though Logan Gilbert isn't ideal, he's still, the fifth or sixth in the rotation, and obviously he can fill in, for a lot of the guys that we have. Top of the first, Castillo on the mound. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Louise. Let's get it, baby. And obviously, we just saw Zach McKinstry, third baseman, strikeout. So Louise is off to a good start. And then now up, DHing for Detroit, Riley Green. And this is the first time that I've seen Detroit all year, because I was looking to see if I had the players in my files, because I have team files of all the games, and I had nothing for the Tigers. So hopefully we can end up getting this dub. Let's go M's, baby. Let's get it. Chop foul. 1-2 count. And like I said, I've been moving nonstop. I think I made 15 or 20 trips, to be able to dump things off, either the trash or Goodwill. And, when you have to make space for stuff and you're, having to, reconnect with family and whatnot, there's a lot of shit that needs to be done. Popped up, right to Julio, 2 away. Good defense, Julio. But it's crazy. There were some things in the garage, obviously through some of my fam that's been sitting there for like 30 years since like I left. So a lot of dust, but I did get to see a lot of like my vintage toys and a lot of vintage things that I did not know I still had in there. But got all the stuff out of there, the bookcase, the bed frame. I got my collectibles in there. I don't have, obviously I'm recording here, so I'll be recording today, tomorrow, Sunday and Monday, and then obviously moving the stuff over there. But I don't really know necessarily what I'm going to be doing for a bed yet. I was going to use the couch and whatnot, but I don't even know if I can get in the fucking bedroom because it's so big. I got this big black leather couch that I've had for like 20 years plus, but we'll find out. But obviously it'll be a good transition, and I'll be doing a lot more content, even though I'm recording like 7 days a week already. Popped up. Oh, right over Jose Caballero. Nice little base hit there. Dinger. Torkelson, the phenom. Nice job. Next up for the Tigers, right fielder Kerry Carpenter. Come on, Louise. Chop foul. 1-0 count. Brian Pillman Jr. So what's going on with Rampage and SmackDown? Have they been pretty good today? Or let me know what's going on. If there's any other news and sports or for your favorite teams, let me know in the chat. And obviously, if you're watching SmackDown or Rampage, let me know what's going on there too. Pitch is outside. 1-1 count. But it will be good to get everything kind of transition again. Like I'm getting the gig Ziply installed on Monday, so I'll be there early in the morning at like 8 a.m. to noon to make sure everything goes smoothly, and so I can get all the Wi-Fi stuff and all the information from the tech. And then I'm gonna have my dad come through, big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. He'll be dropping off the helping me with the couch and the lazy boy, and then obviously I'll probably try to do the computer and some of these tables early in the morning, and then we'll be all settled in. I don't really know how I'm going to set everything up over there yet, but I assume I'll be able to figure it out. But I haven't worked so hard in the matter of the last 3 or 4 days in a long time. A lot of moving, a lot of sweating, a lot of grunt work, but it's going to feel good to get settled. And then once that happens, then I'll end up getting Paisley sooner than later, and it'll be interesting to see how she transitions to staying with me at this place. But first, I got to figure out the bed situation or the couch situation. Pitch is outside. Count is full. Come on, Louise. Let's go, baby. And we need to stay above 500. That's a big thing for us. We were just hovering around 500, a couple games below 500. We're too good for that. I'm not saying that we should be like 15 games over, but I think 5 to 10 over. Back. Gone. Are you kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. Kerry Carpenter with a dinger? Fuck out of here. Oh, no. Kerry. 2-run home run, 406 feet. He says, Castillo, take that. 2-0 Tigers. Fuck, man. Louise? Next up, center fielder Matt Vierling. I'm telling you, everyone that loves Luis Castillo and thinks like he's like so great, he hasn't really been very good for us this year. I don't even think he's our best pitcher anymore, honestly. I know he didn't get any time in the All-Star game. That's a Dusty Baker move for the Astros, but I think Luis now is maybe our second or third pitcher. I honestly would rather have Kirby or Miller when he's healthy. No disrespect, but you give up too many home runs, and a lot of times you're not on. You'll be able to get Ks, but you're not that 10K guy anymore. You're kind of like a 4 to 8K kind of guy, and sometimes you struggle. So, and I get every Mariner pitcher is going to struggle at times, but it's like, who do I feel confident on the mound? And I would probably have to put Castillo above Wu, above Logan Gilbert, even though I like Wu's potential. He's still really raw, 6-rounder. But I think Miller and Kirby are obviously the two best pitchers we got, and Luis is now third. Gilbert's like fifth, sixth. You could have been 1 or 2 last year, but what you did last year doesn't fucking matter this year. That's facts. Damn it. 2-0 Tigers. Little bloop foul. Yeah, but not a whole lot of news just yet. Cool. I have a friend that's, I got a couple, Joey and Jamie, and they're really, really good friends, and they're going to be living pretty close to me, probably about a 5 or 10 minute car ride. And they have a boy that's Augie. He's probably a couple years old, maybe 2 or 3 years old. There you go, Louise. Another K. But I was able to go through like all my like Dr. Seuss, Sesame Street stuff, my dinosaur books, and then pass those down instead of just throwing them in the trash or giving them to Goodwill. And just to be able to see the expression on their faces and whatnot, because I have a lot of stuff from like the 80s that like literally looks like it's brand new. Like they were looking through the stuff and they're like, this is old. I'm like, yeah, like literally. But I took care of my stuff really, really well. But it's just really cool. Now they're working on a dinosaur puzzle. They just sent me a photo and a video of them working on this puzzle together, which is really, really cool. And it's not a big one. It's like a 200-piece puzzle. But I like being able to see, father-son moments or mama and son moments, or they, can spend time there. And, it's just nice that like my memorabilia and like a lot of my stuff, from the 80s and 90s that I took care of, that I can pass it down to someone that can really appreciate it. So that's very cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously when he's in there, for their run defense, like one of the best in the league, right? On that D line, when he's not in the lineup, they're literally the worst. So you already knew that he was going to get paid big dollars. That's facts. SmackDown was decent on a scale of 1 to 10. What are we talking? Are we talking like a 5? Because if you say decent, then that's not good. Decent is like a 5 to a 7. So I assume that's what it was. So yeah, but I had some like dinosaur toys from like the 80s. Early 90s, and I found a lot of the stuff that I thought that maybe I lost, like Pogs, Slammers, Hot Wheels that I found that were from like the year I was born, like 82, 83. I got to go look them up on eBay to see what they're worth, even though they're out of the package. But it was just really cool. It sucked to be able to move all the shit to make room for my shit, but to be able to kind of rekindle some of those memories and see some toys and things that I haven't seen in like 30 years was pretty cool. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fucking first. We're already down 2-0. Not ideal. Leading off for the Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second for the M, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third this inning, first baseman Ty France. All right, come on, JP. Let's go, baby. A 7, yeah. Come on, JP. 1-1 count. And I got done watching Mayans, MC, Motorcycle Club. It's on FX. Fantastic show, kind of like Sons of Anarchy, but with the Latino biker gang. Phenomenal. I think there's like one more episode left, and then the series is completely done. And then popped up by JP. Let's see if the Tigers get it. Looks like a routine play. Yep. In foul territory, one away. And then another show that I would recommend, even if you don't necessarily like cooking stuff, it's not a comedy, even though it's labeled a comedy, but Lip, obviously from a very famous show from back in the day. They have a show called The Bear, and it obviously talks about like the restaurant business. Season 2 just dropped a few days ago, and I watched season 1 and season 2 in a matter of like maybe 3 days. Phenomenal show. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for something new on Hulu, Netflix, and you're just looking for something to watch, like a series, definitely watch it. You'll be entertained, especially if you have any history in the restaurant business. The 1 pitch to Julio. Julio. All the way to the wall. Oh! Wow! How did he catch that? Well, that was against the wall. They tried to say it was gone, but that's Tiger announcers for you. I was like, is that gone? Did it go? And then he got it right at the wall. Good defense. Good defense by the Tigers here. He jumps, and he robbed the home run. Son of a bitch. Right in front of the J-Rod squad, too. God damn it. Next up for the Mariners, first baseman Ty France. And we're not that far away from 20,000, and since I grind as hard as I do, anyone that can leave a comment, share it on a different social media platform, like, sub, if you feel so inclined to donate, everything matters. I do this full time, and it definitely would really help. So anyone that can do anything of support would definitely be awesome. All right, popped up from Ty France, and we're still down 2-0. Come on, Mariners, like that? Unbelievable. We need to get off to a better start than that. All right, let's go over the Tigers here. All right, leading off for the Tigers in the top of the second inning, shortstop Javier Baez. Batting second baseman Nick Maton. And batting third, left fielder Akil Baddoo. Let's go, baby. And I was hoping that Castillo would be a little bit a little bit more locked in. But again, he didn't pitch, in the All-Star game, and he slid down a little bit. I mean, I know there's going to be some Mariner fans that don't watch games, as often as others, and they probably think Luis is still the one, even though he's not. That's why it's so important to be able to keep up on what things, are happening throughout the year, because, just because the guys were good last year doesn't mean that they're going to be on that same pace as well. That's facts. And then I know, what is it? Shark Week, I thought was already going to be like last week, but I was misinformed. So I believe Shark Week is going to be coming up on the next week. I think like the 22nd or 23rd. And then once we get into Shark Week, then we get into football. So that is going to be cool. I've been watching a lot of Shark Fest on Nat Geo, which is like all month where they do the shark programs. But I like that show because I just know once I get completed with it, we're really close to football. That's kind of like the tall tale sign at that point. So let's go, baby. Come on, M's. Golly, 2-0 already. Unbelievable. And hopefully we can get some of the goats to come through. We need you, goats, more than you know. 2-0 Tigers. Come on, baby. We got the City Connects. Julio, can't believe he got robbed. 0-1 pitch from Castillo. Pop foul. 1-2 count to Baez. Yeah, and like I said, if we want to stand any chance of trying to make a wild card and compete with Houston, the Astros, compete with the Blue Jays, and a few other teams for like one of those last spots, we can't lose to the Tigers. Period. Here we go. Crawford to France. One away. Good defense there. Nice job, JP. Like Maton, 163 average. Come on, Louise. I mean, Louise can get the K's, but it's just like giving up those critical home runs at the wrong time and especially early. It's like it's one thing if it's a solo dinger, but when it ends up being a 2-run homer or 3-run homer, and we have a hard time getting to fucking 4 or 5 runs most of the time, anyways. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sarah with a fiver, 95 to go. Someone doesn't want me to eat air sandwiches for dinner. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. $5 holla. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. 95 to go to hit the first goal. And hopefully we can do that today. Let me know what you want to see for photos for either Cardinal players or any of your favorite sport, teams or players, and I got you. Chop foul. Still count as 1-2. $5 hairs. Let's get to a hundo. Hopefully we can get some of the OGs in the building. Daniel in the building. What's good? Some LA night. Yeah. All right, I'll get some LA night up there for you. It's a matter of time if they take the belt off Theory or if they have bigger plans for him. But sometimes, maybe winning the Royal Rumble or what I mean. We have to kind of see. Everyone wanted Cody to beat Roman, but maybe that wasn't obviously. That's what they fans thought might happen. But obviously, they have more long-term booking. That they were obviously trying to do. 2 away, pop up to Julio. Badu takes a pitch, 2-0 count. And obviously, we know with LA Knight, he's got a look. He definitely has the microphone skills. Is he a ripoff of The Rock and Stone Cold? You bet your ass he is. He's trying to trying to be able to be like them. He'll never be them. You know what I mean? But still, it doesn't matter because there's really no one that can capture the audience that type of way. And obviously, having a different type of catchphrase instead of "hell yeah" and "yeah," and obviously he's been saying that for a long, long time. But obviously, you have to have charisma, you have to have the look. Yeah, it's a ripoff of Stone Cold and The Rock, and he'll never be as good as them. But The Rock and Stone Cold aren't wrestling right now, so obviously it leaves wiggle room, to be able to have newbies, step up and make a name for themselves. And even though he might be a slight ripoff of The Rock and Stone Cold with how he talks on the mic, kind of a staggered Stone Cold or Rock cadence, but it works. You know what I mean? He's likable, and hopefully they put the gold around his waist at some point or another. Because, like I said, he's definitely very over. That's facts. But also, we have to keep it real that it is a kind of a ripoff of The Rock and Stone Cold. I mean, it is. You know what I mean? But again, if Rock and Stone Cold were wrestling right now, LA Knight would be nothing. He would not be that relevant. But, since those guys are gone, retired, long gone, unless we see like The Rock come back for like a WrestleMania match at some point or another, which is possible. And Stone Cold's knees are at the very, very end. Even him and Kevin Owens having that match a while back was a little surprising, but, it is what it is. But even with all the ripoff stuff, I do appreciate LA Knight, and I do like him. Sour, yeah. Sour. 2-run homer. Luis Castillo. He's not our best pitcher anymore, bro. I'm telling you. The guy, he doesn't hit his spots anymore. It's like I think he's our third best pitcher. I'd probably go Miller, Kirby, or Kirby, Miller, and then Castillo. Wu just needs more run support, and he's raw, but he's green, but I like him. And then Logan Gilbert has done pretty good the last couple starts. So, we'll see where it goes. But, for all the people that haven't been keeping up with the Mariners this year, a lot has changed, and a lot of the guys that were good last year maybe aren't as good this year. That's facts. All right, let's go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Mariners, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Batting second this inning, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. And batting third, catcher Tom Murphy. And we are wearing the City Connects like this photo shows tonight. I mean, I just have to be able to speak it into existence. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I think there's a lot of people that they don't know. So I got to be able to educate people if you're just looking at the standings or you're just doing it based off name recognition. Like we know in fantasy football, sometimes there's sleepers that are better than a lot of other people in the league, but people just don't know who they are. Great example, like in fantasy football with Sarah and me, we dominated pretty much the whole year, and she got Amon-Ross, St. Brown from the Lions, and that was someone I wanted because I knew he was going to get targets. I watched him at USC, and that's one of those pieces that you think, oh, maybe he'll be a top 20 receiver. Let's talk about maybe top 5, top 7. That's how good he is. And if you can recognize talent, not by name recognition, but just based off stats and them improving, you can be surprised if you actually read a little bit and do a little bit more research. So that's big facts. Fouled back by Teoscar. And we gave up a 2-run shot to Carpenter when Torkelson got on, which was very unfortunate, but, it is what it is. Kirby's like Greg Maddux to me. He doesn't really have a whole lot of heat behind his pitches. At times he will, but he's more of a finesse location pitcher, which I love. You know what I mean? And then with Miller and Wu and Castillo, they bring the heat. But if you're throwing 98 to 100, you're going to give up homers because eventually someone's going to connect. And even if they're not a good hitter, if it hits a sweet spot, it might be gone because it's just going so fast, right? So, you have to keep that in consideration. And also with Logan Gilbert, he's not a heat pitcher and he's not really a finesse pitcher. He's just a pitcher, but at this point, he's been pretty terrible. But last 2 starts, he had a complete game, which was good. And then the last start was pretty damn good as well. So it seems like maybe they, got in his head in the right way and it gave him the right encouragement. And it looks like he's back. So that's good to hear. All right. Come on, baby. Eugenio Suarez, my boy, in the box now. Let's go, Gino. Chop foul, 1-1 count. I love Gino. So great energy. Besides Julio, those are probably the guys that have the most energy, in the ball club overall. There's just a love for the game. And if you actually look at Gino's stats, from like 2018, he's in the top 5 in homers with guys like Aaron Judge and a few others, which is pretty fucking wild if to think about it. Like you look at the names who's hit the most home runs since like 2018, and every name in the top 4, you're like, oh, okay, Schwarber, Aaron Judge. Oh, okay, that sounds right. And then all of a sudden you see you see his name there, Eugenio Suarez at like 5th. But again, when he was on the Reds, he was mashing. Got him looking. Damn it. 2 away. All right, come on, Tom. Next up, backup catcher, Tom Murphy. Sent you a message there. Popped up, chop foul. Yeah, I did see that. Doesn't surprise me, but I don't know. I don't really go to a whole lot of the movies and whatnot. I know some people, they go every weekend or every Friday, but I only usually make it to the theater maybe once or twice a year, if that. 2-2 pitch. Murphy popped up right to the warning track and caught. End of the second inning, 2-0 Tigers. All right, in the top of the third inning, leading off for the Tigers, catcher Jake Rogers. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, third baseman Zach McKinstry. And batting third for the Tigers, 0 for 1, DHing for Detroit today, Riley Green. All right, come on, Louise. We need you today. But you already kind of fucked up giving up a 2-run homer. All right, come on, Louise. Yeah, this whole month has been really, really terrible, for news and everything else. Like I said, it just shows you once certain sports, end with football, like, we can do a little bit of that basketball and that hockey, but then when that ends, then you're just kind of stuck with either baseball and NASCAR and wrestling, and sometimes that's just not enough. You know, I mean, for people that are fans like us, we're good. But for all those people that are more like wrestling and maybe football fans, they're in hell right now. They're just waiting and waiting and waiting until they can get to a point because some of those people they don't watch NASCAR, they don't watch basketball, they don't watch baseball, so they're just they're doing their own thing. Come on, Louise. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Chop foul. 1-2 count. But we just got to get through kind of like the slow portion of the sports season, just make the best of it. And then, like I said, and just know that we're very, very close to August. And once we get there, even if it's preseason or whatnot, you get that excitement because regular season college football and NFL are right around the corner, and that's the best time of the year. I don't give a shit what anyone says. The best time of the year is fucking September into February. It's the best fucking time of the year. You got all the sports going on at the same time, but what really fucking matters is the NFL and college football. Period. I mean, and I love everything. I mean, I got a lot of love for NASCAR and baseball and wrestling, which is 365, 24/7, but nothing hits better than NFL when it's going on in the season and college football. Nothing. Nothing brings more happiness and fucking misery to fans week to week than fucking the football season. That's facts. 2-0 Tigers. Come on, baby. Come on, Louise. Chop foul. McKinstry in the box. He's fighting. Eighth pitch at the at bat. Ground ball. Caballero to France. 2 away. At least he didn't fuck that up on defense today. But like I was talking to you, Sarah, about growth and trying to get to 20K. It's not like we need that many. But again, we have to have a responsibility, for the key important people that are a part of this channel, and if, like I said, if you're a mod, or if you're one of the key components, we need those people to fucking be here. You know what I mean? And I get it. Some people are busy, but you can always pop in. And I feel like a lot of them, it's like we need to be able to show up. And I do appreciate you and what you do, but we definitely have to have some type of meeting and maybe make some adjustments, on that because there's no point of giving mod status for people that aren't going to be here on a regular basis. I mean, of course, I know when football season comes around, but the mod, to be one isn't fucking temporary. It's not fucking, oh, let's be a mod for football season and then disappear for fucking 6 months. It doesn't work like that. So definitely have to do some reevaluating. 2-2 pitch from Castillo. It's fucking it's a disgrace. Fucking terrible. It's like I said, if you're trying to grow, you need to be able to have that team and you have to be able to grow together. Not only interacting, with me and the rest of the people in the room, but with you and a few others, I mean, when's the last time that we actually had the full mod gang in the building? It's been fucking a long time. Big swing and a miss. Got him. And if people are going through fucking depression and anxiety, fuck, I go through that shit all the time. But again, not being here when it could make things better, that's a personal choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us are going through the tough times. But again, when we can spend time and talk it out and be able to help each other and lift each other up instead of just, disappearing for fucking 5-6 months or a couple months, or a couple weeks, I get it. Everyone needs their me time. But a lot of times, if you isolate yourself, you just get worse and worse into the hole, whether you realize it or not. Everyone is a routine person. So you need to be able to get yourself on a good routine. And if hanging around certain people is going to be good, why not do it? It's like if you're going to isolate yourself from everyone else, Shit ain't gonna get better. It's gonna get fucking worse. You know what I mean? Like that's how you get deeper in the fucking hole. I should know. You know what I mean? Like at one point I was very, very, deep in the ditch. You know what I'm saying? And that's like when you're not going outside, you're not exercising, you're not listening to music, you're not hanging out with friends, you're not talking to anybody, you're just fucking sleeping all day or going to the bathroom, eating, going back to sleep. That's not any fucking way to live. You know what I mean? That's facts. It's just a fucking terrible way, but again, you have to be smart enough to be able to recognize what is going to be able to get you out of the hole. And if you're not, sometimes being able to come into a place like this where, we can help uplift and help, because you already seen what I've been able to do, even when I went full time last year, so if you already know that we made such a big improvement on people's lives last year, why the fuck would you not be here this year? Not only just for me and for you, but for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just frustrating. I want to be able to, I'm not going to be able to solve everyone's fucking problems. All right. Cause everyone's got their own fucking problems that they got to handle themselves, but just being able to make a little bit of an effort could make such a big difference, hanging out with us for a half hour to an hour or even a stream that could end up springboarding a week of just, good thoughts, positive behavior, and then getting fucking back on track, but again, I can't tell people what to do. And I know other people are very, very busy, with their schedules and whatnot too. But, it'd be nice for people to at least check in, hit me with a message, not just go dark, AJ Pollock in the box. Yeah, especially with all the nice things, that we do, for people on the channel when things are going good, you know. But it's like, I try to do all these, nice things for people, and then obviously, this year has been really, really challenging. But it's like, what about me? Are you going to check up on me? You know what I mean? It's like it's not my responsibility to check up on these people all the time, but I still do it. You know what I mean? But that kind of shows you, some people's focus is on themselves or on other things, and you know, well, that's good to hear. And obviously, just being in the room will help a lot. Hell, it's like donos are fucking important. Subs and views are fucking important, right? But even if we have great people that can show up and even if not donate, it's okay. Like hang out. You know what I mean? Spend some time. It's not like we have a bad energy or it's like a bunch of fucking trolls and a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, we got something really good here. It's like, why are you ignoring something good? Unless people just want me to fucking struggle. It's not fun to struggle, especially when I put in like all my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. Big swing and a miss. Got him. AJ Pollock, garbage. This lineup is absolutely trash for the Mariners. So I already knew that there would be a good chance that we might lose just because this is not our A lineup. This is a terrible fucking lineup for us. I mean, compared to usually the good ones that we have. More all the way to the wall. Like Crawford, Rodriguez, France, Hernandez, Suarez is good. And I don't mind Murphy, but Pollock, Caballero, and more. I mean, what are we going to get? 0 for 12 in the 7, 8, 9 hole? And then you got Luis giving up fucking a 2-run homer. So it's not ideal. I mean, it's not like the Tigers are a fucking good team, but it looks like, I mean, if you can't win with Luis Castillo, it shows you he ain't the one anymore. We can't count on him to get 10 Ks anymore. That's facts. All right, due up for the Tigers in the top of the 4th inning. 1 for 1 with a run. Spencer Torkelson, the phenom, at first base. Batting second this inning with a 2-run jack earlier in the game in the top of the first. Right fielder, Gary Carpenter. No more homers, bud. You already fucking went yard once. No more. And after him, batting third in the top of the fourth, 0 for 1 with a K, center fielder, Matt Vierling. Yeah, but I definitely hate seeing a shit lineup when we got a good pitcher. You know, it's like normally we'll give that to maybe like Gilbert or Wu, you know what I mean? But for Castillo, you would think that you'd have the A lineup, and this is definitely like a D lineup. So I don't even, I hope we can get some runs or hits manufactured in the top 6. But really, you got the top 5 guys, Crawford, Julio, France, Hernandez, Suarez. That's good. Murphy's been hot as of late. And then Pollock, Caballero, and Moore are garbage. I mean, you're not going to get a whole lot out of those guys. Pollock, what's the best case scenario? 1 for 4? Same thing with Dylan Moore, 0 for 4, 1 for 4. And maybe Jose could go 2 for 4 if we're lucky, but that's not every game. Yeah, so I don't know. We're going to need, like I said, the magic number for us is usually 4 or 5 runs and about 5 hits. And we normally can't get over that mark unless we start, getting off to a really good start early. And if we don't get off to a couple hits early or a couple runs early, it ends up being a long fucking day. So popped up, foul. Castillo's got 3 Ks at this point in the top of the fourth, which isn't necessarily terrible. And he's only given up that 1 2-run jack. Popped up to Teoscar. 1 away for defense. Chop foul. Yeah, it was hot here too. Yeah, it'll be about 95 to 98 for the next 2 days. And then we're gonna have a little bit of a cool down, but we'll see. Come on, Castillo. Chop foul. It's like with the Mariners too, we have to be able to have the Mike Ford typically in at DH. And I don't know. I know Colton Wong is not a good hitter, right? But I know he can get on base better than Jose can. He can get hit by a pitch. He can take a walk. And I know that sounds kind of silly sometimes, but I'll take a guy getting to first base any way I can rather than Jose thinking he's fucking Julio and swinging at everything and not getting on base. Nice K right there by Luis. There we go. Luis starting to heat up a little bit. Nice job, Castillo. 4 Ks. There we go. Good job, Luis. Yeah, but obviously, Sarah, it's about vibe. We don't have to have a whole lot of people in the room, but if you have the right people in the room, conversations are always going to be fire. And then if you end up getting a good dono day on top of it, it's a win-win-win, right? You know what I mean? But again, it's like, it's the commitment of, and like I said, is it really hard to pop in and say, what's up? It's like, even if you don't care about baseball or NASCAR or wrestling, I mean, is it that hard to just stop in and say what's up and hang out for like a minute? At the very least, I mean, let's go. Nice job, Luis. Let's go to the bottom of the fourth. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone can make excuses. Oh, I don't got the time. Oh, I don't got the money. I don't got this. I don't got that. But in reality, they do. But it's just a choice that you make. It's like when you fucking look at posts, and you look at something that you really like on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and you should like it, and then you watch it, maybe you watch it multiple times, and then you just keep going. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you got to be able to check yourself and go back and show some love and appreciation, but that's just kind of the mindset now. You know what I mean? Where people can't support fucking other people. Even if it's something as little as liking a post, which doesn't seem like it would be that big of a deal, but it does. It adds up. It does make a big deal. Facts. I don't know what it is with all the fucking haterade and people being so goddamn selfish all the time, but it's like it's good to root for people to win. It's good for your friends to win. It doesn't always have to be about you. It can always be about your friends doing good things and acknowledging that, fucking this younger generation, man, I'm telling you. Next up for the Mariners, as we go to the bottom of the fourth, 0 for 1, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, 0 for 1, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, 0 for 1, first baseman Ty France. Mike in the building. What's good, man? I've missed you. How are you? We missed you, bro. Are you going to be available? Yeah, the race is on at like 11:30. It's around noon Pacific time. So it'll be, 2, 3 o'clock, I think, your time on the East Coast or in the South. Are you able to do New Hampshire? Are you able to, or it's probably too early to tell now. It's Friday. You might have some family stuff, and your family comes first. But I do miss you, and it would be awesome to watch NASCAR with you, regardless if we had a big turnout or just a normal turnout, But I hope you're doing well. I hope the kids are doing well. I hope everyone in the family is doing well. And I hope your health is improved, and I hope you're doing well. I miss you. Lauren in the building. What's good? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Northwest Sports Fanatics proudly brings to you its biggest Canadian marathon in the world. I got you, man. What's good? What's good, Lauren? Should he start with the 2-run dinger? But at least he's starting to turn it up. But again, he's got the D lineup. Anytime I look at the lineup and if I have question marks at 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9 hole, I don't mind Tom Murphy because he's been actually hitting typically better than Cal. But 7, 8, 9 hole, what the fuck are we going to get? Like, you look at that, and I know we need to give guys reps. We need to give guys confidence. We need to get guys in there, right? But you can put those fuckers with Logan Gilbert or someone else, or one of the other guys, you know what I'm saying? But we need better lineups for our guys. Like, you got a D lineup. It's like, what are you supposed to get from AJ Pollock? Nothing. What are you supposed to get out of Caballero? Maybe one hit if you're lucky. And then what are you going to get at Dylan Moore? Nothing. So we're going to go, 0 for 12 and the 7, 8, 9 hole? How the hell is that helping Luis? And then if he gives up a 2-run homer early, are we even going to be able to get 2 runs? It seems like when we don't score early and if the lineup is shitty, I'm not saying the game's going to end 2-0, but it definitely, for a team that's hovering like right at 500, we cannot lose games like this if we want to, compete with the Astros and the Blue Jays, at the end of the year. Otherwise, we're going to be fucking terrible and we're going to go on a big losing streak. You know what I'm saying? Little chopper. One away. I got you, man. Oh, okay. And they have the grandchildren come first then. I think the Mariners play around the same time, so I'll have to decide. And I appreciate you, Lauren, helping out on the Twitter. People don't realize even something as little as that really does help. It gets us a little bit more eyeballs on the channel from your friends and other people that you follow and that they follow you. And then they might see the live stream on Twitter and then eventually maybe hop on here and we can get some more Mariner fans or just baseball fans in general. So I know you do it on a regular basis. Sarah does it. Hell, even Cyberpunk usually does it even when he's not here. And I appreciate that. Like I said, little things of effort. I recognize and I see everything that everyone's doing. And I definitely want to be able to let the people know that are going above and beyond that it does mean a lot to me. Sometimes it's something as simple as fucking liking a post and retweeting it. It fucking takes 1 second to do, but how many people actually do it for people? Not many. So thank you to the people that actually support. I appreciate it. 2-0 Tigers. We got fucking J-Rod in the box. Come on, Julio. Let's go, baby. Right over the pitcher's head. Yes. There we go. That's my boy being electric. Julio Rodriguez. Try to take the pitcher's head off. I'll take it. Here we go. Like, we got to be able to string the hits together consecutively, and not leave, guys stranded. We need to get into like Uncle Mo. We need that momentum. And someone needs to start it off. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that at least Julio is, I mean, we're already halfway through the fucking game. But once we get this pitcher then we'll be able to see what we can do. 109 exit velocity. All right, come on, Ty. Come on, my guy. Ty's not really having a very good year. He wasn't all-star last year, not an all-star this year, chasing a lot of pitches. Home runs are down. Like I said, he's got all-star capabilities, but he just hasn't been very good for us this year. But do I still like him? Of course. If we're comparing the rest of the team to him, it's like I usually like the top 6, top 7 in the lineup. I like Mike Ford at DH, but we usually have 7-hole, 9-hole, 8-hole, and not very good sometimes. Then you're putting more pressure on the guys in the top 5 and top 6, and then if those guys are struggling, then it's like, okay, you're struggling with Julio and JP and France and Teoscar and Kellen. Like, who the fuck is going to get hits then? If all our good guys are struggling, you can't expect fucking Dylan Moore to do anything for us or fucking AJ Pollock. It's just fucking stupid. But I don't know. I've never seen Luis Castillo have the F lineup before like this. So, and these are critical games to get out of the gate quick because the Tigers are not a good team. We're a 500 team. We're much better than what our record states, but we are our record because, we have hitters, right? But sometimes the lineups are shitty. We have hitters that we have an A lineup, but we put up an F performance. And then the pitcher ends up getting fucking 10 Ks like Kirby, and then we have a loss. And we're like, what the fuck, It's really frustrating when you actually have really good pieces, but you can't fucking put it together, It's like the left hand doesn't know what the fucking right hand is doing. Just like in fucking corporate business, if you guys ever work somewhere, you're hanging out, you're talking to your manager, the one manager, and then the one guy, fucking owner, they don't know what the fuck's going on. This person isn't communicating with this person. It's a fucking clusterfuck of dysfunction. And I feel the Mariners are a little bit dysfunctional, but I feel we can get out of it because our pitching staff is top 10. It's just we need to get the hits to manufacture the runs to be able to get the wins for our pitchers. Ridiculous when you got guys like Miller and Kirby and Castillo and you look at their records and a lot of them are 500 or under 500. Like, come on, man, give me a fucking break, dude. But again, just because we were good last year doesn't mean we're going to be good this year. That's facts. He was okay in the beginning, and he was on a kind of a shit streak. Then he had a complete game, and then the last game he was good. So he's had 2 good starts. And since we have pitchers that are injured, even though I was really hard on him, because like I said, he used to be our best pitcher. Then Castillo came in, he was our second best pitcher. Now he's probably 5th or 6th in the rotation, but it seems like his confidence is getting back. But with that being said, I wouldn't want to trade him. I know we need bats, but our pitchers keep getting hurt. So if we get rid of him, then who are we going to be looking at if these other guys keep getting hurt? Like, we should be getting Marco back pretty soon and Bryce Miller back. But what happens if Kirby gets hurt or if Castillo goes down? I need to make sure I have someone that I kind of believe in to a certain degree. I know he hasn't been that good. He's been like a 500 pitcher, decent last 2 starts, but I don't want to get rid of him. That shows how much respect that I have for him and that I know he's not great and I know he's not terrible, even though he was, looking like he was going to get to that point. But I think that we do need bats. But if the Cardinals, that's Sarah's team, if they've been playing so shitty all year, you know what I mean? I don't want to bring that type of player to our squad. No offense. It's just that, you guys have given up on the squad. You've given up on the fans. You've given up on the team. The season's over. You know what I mean? So they can be sellers, and they shouldn't get rid of Arenado or Goldschmidt at no cost whatsoever. I don't give a shit what's offered. Okay. But like, I need to be able to have people that believe, you know what I mean? And we're not getting Arenado or Goldschmidt in return. So if we're not getting those, I'm not interested. We're not getting Jordan Walker if we could get Jordan Walker for Logan Gilbert, yeah, I'll do that. But if it's not going to be something like that, like a prospect, I don't want to do it. So seriously, right? And it's not like Bryce Miller is healthy yet. So sometimes Service makes really good moves. Putting Tom Murphy at DH after the day before he went 3 for 3. Fucking got him. God damn it. Of course we leave him stranded. We just need to get past this pitcher. And so if we can get past the starter, then we can maybe start to open it up. But that's, Rodriguez has got 6 Ks, and what does Castillo have? 4. So it's not like he's doing insane. But again, we've only had that one big jack, but it was a 2-run jack. And I think psychologically, when you get a 2-run jack on you early or 3, you almost feel like you're fucked. especially when you have a D lineup. You're like, oh, great. 2 runs is normally no big deal for a baseball team. But when you're struggling, 2 seems like 4. And then when they get to 4 seems like 8. And it seems like almost impossible to come back unless all these magical things happen in an inning. And if you're a baseball fan, as you know, we leave motherfuckers stranded all the time, and we are so bad that sometimes we'll have bases loaded with no outs and we can't even get one fucking run in. I don't know. I mean, talk about pulling your hair out and shit, but it's ridiculous. Bases loaded, no outs. You should be able to get a sac fly and get at least one before the double play happens. But when you can't even manufacture 1 run off bases loaded, that shows you, we are our record. That's just the bottom line. That's facts. Okay. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be grinding it out, and then I'll decide if I end up doing the Mariner game or if I do the NASCAR stream on Sunday, since they're at the same time. I will watch both, but I guess I have to make a decision on which one we're going to do the stream on. All the haterade, Lauren. I don't think we necessarily lost stream over the break. I think that we were hot going into the break. If you think about it, that stretch that we were on against all those teams that we played, and then the Astros at the end, we were one of the hottest teams going into the break. But when you start the lineup, right, and you look at the lineup and you got fucking J.P. Crawford, Julio France, Hernandez, Suarez, Murphy, and Murphy's been better than Cal for the most part. He's been a little bit hotter, right? Okay, fine. I'll deal your Murphy, instead of Cal. Fine, right? But Pollock, Caballero, Moore, I mean, as shitty as those guys are, I would rather have Colton Wong in there. And I know if you're a real baseball fan, he can't hit, right? But he can defend better than those 3 guys, right? He's better than Jose at defending, and he can be patient in the box, which Jose doesn't know what that word means, like Julio, right? So if I can, I know it sounds crazy, but Colton can get hit by a pitch and go to first. It's weird that I have to say it like that, but that's what makes him valuable, or he can take, 4 balls, he can get on base. And that's really what it's about. Just getting on base, just being able to give us an opportunity to manufacture something instead of Jose swinging at the first 2 pitches like Julio. And then it's nothing, because he's the best option between Pollock and obviously Dylan Moore, who's fucking terrible. So it is what it is. Yeah. And I hate it on Sundays when they end baseball at 4. They had the Sunday night baseball game and there's only 1. They should do baseball all the way in the evening on Sunday. I guess I know people have flights and whatnot for that Monday game, but why not have evening baseball on Sunday? And instead of at 4, do it at 5 or 6, 7, give us something to watch, at that point. So. Yeah, Miller is still out to my knowledge. They lost 28 scholarships. It's violations with recruiting and all that. I got you. Well, I mean, we're getting into the back end of the season, right? And then we're going to have fucking college football. We're going to have NFL. There'll be NBA and college hoops and NHL sprinkled in. NASCAR will start to get wrapped up, but it's I don't know. I love that time of year just because you get everything. So it doesn't even matter what kind of fan you are. You'll find something to keep yourself interested. And like I said, we're in a dead zone as far as sports. Even the NFL news is terrible. Think about it. In the last 2 months, have we heard of anything fucking relevant on the NFL side? I mean, they're talking about fucking Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins for a month. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever seen it so dead on the NFL side or the college football side. Yeah, there's still stuff going on, but normally there's more bigger news popping off, I mean, besides I get what the Jets doing, the Hard Knocks, they're fucked. So there goes their season. The most that they can hope for with Aaron is 10 wins, but they're probably more likely to get 8 or 9. And then now you're on Hard Knocks, so maybe it'll go down to 7. It all depends with the injuries, and obviously their O-line and defense stinks. So we'll see where it goes. They might be able to do as good as second in the division and possibly make a wild card, but I wouldn't be betting on it. They thought that was going to happen with Brett Favre when he went there, and what happened, So it's not like the Jets have a complete team, but I do like Garrett Wilson. I like Breece Hall. I like fucking Sauce Gardner. I like some of their pieces. But again, you just can't have 5 pieces out of fucking 22 and think you're going to go to the fucking Super Bowl. That's what we get fans that get delirious. Oh, Sauce Gardner. Well, Sauce isn't fucking playing the 5 positions out there. You don't got 4 Sauce Gardners out there in the secondary. Then we're talking something different, It's like, what do you really got out there? You got an injury-prone team with no fucking leadership. You got a lot of bright young faces that are going to be studs like Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and Sauce Gardner. But what about the rest of the supporting cast? But I mean, the NFL news has just been absolutely dog shit. It's been terrible. Normally there's stuff to kind of keep us going for sport fans, but I mean, I think this might be the worst year for NFL news in the off season that I've ever seen. Honestly, popped up, back, gone. A Mariner fan just caught the ball and threw it back. God damn it! See, and this is what exactly the bullshit that I'm talking about. Solo home run for Akil Badu. Fucking Badu. Motherfuck. Telling you, Castillo, not the same guy anymore. He ain't the same. Next up, catcher Jake Rogers. He ain't number 1 anymore. And I said that shit months ago. And some people tried to fucking, question. I was like, I watch every fucking game. I'm never going to say anything that isn't real. I'm not going to be like Skip Bayless or Stephen A and just fucking scream and yell and have a horrible take. Like I said, not everyone's going to agree with me. Not everyone's going to agree with the takes, but I feel I have more realistic, sports takes and actual facts, compared to a lot of people that just try to get clicks and get you clickbait, And if I'm watching every fucking game, I think I have a pretty good insight on what the fuck is going on. Especially if I'm reading, I'm watching the film, and I'm doing the games every day. Unbelievable. Fucking Louise. They didn't get a bowl ban, but they got 5-year probation. Well, slap on the wrist. 200. Well, I can only imagine how many violations all the other schools have. I mean, there's all kinds of cheating going on in college football. We know that. Illegal recruiting, and then they're doing this NIL thing. And we need to get college football, the NCAA football game back on the PlayStation and the Xbox, much better than Madden. And then you get more people bitching and complaining about the likeness. Like, let them have their motherfucking money, dude. Like, these universities make so much money off jersey sales and ticket sales from these athletes. If they're going to sign a deal, let them sign the deal. You know what I mean? But on top of them signing these NIL deals, you still have boosters leaving backpacks full of cash in these guys' apartments and whatnot. It's like all of a sudden they're broke and then they're driving a fucking Hummer. It's like, yeah, that's not your mom's. We know what's going on, Oh, that's Malik Jackson retired today. I'm not sure what we would put that in the pecking order of news, but I guess it's something, right? Yeah, but anybody can beat anybody at any given moment. So yeah, I know they're the Tigers, but again, just because you have a great squad doesn't mean that the squad's going to step up. We definitely don't have our best lineup. Normally when Castillo pitches, he's got an A lineup, our best 9, which is typically, oh shit, popped up, 3-0, Julio. But normally our best lineup will be J.P. Crawford, Julio, France, Hernandez, Suarez, Kelenic, Murphy, or Cal Raleigh, Mike Ford at DH. And then we decide, either Caballero or Colton Wong. Like I said, I hated Colton Wong early because he couldn't hit, but he could defend. And then I loved Jose Caballero. Then Jose started fucking up on defense. And then I kind of hate Jose because he fucking can't play defense and he's not really that good of a hitter. Better than Colton Wong, but at least Colton Wong's not a liability on defense. And I can get Colton Wong on first base if he gets hit by a pitch or takes a walk. I know it's silly. He can't hit, but he can still find his way on first base, and that's really what it's about. So my attitude is kind of flipped with that. But, I mean, this lineup here, with Murphy, Pollock, Caballero, Dylan Moore, like, what the fuck are we supposed to get out of that? You literally could grab people from the fucking crowd that might be able to do better. Because, I mean, the chances of Pollock, Caballero, and Moore, getting more than 2 hits in the night is like insane. It's like impossible. You have a better probability for a Mariners to be able to go 0 for 12 from those spots, or maybe Jose gets one hit, maybe two at the most, and that's if he's having a good day. So we're talking what? One hit from Jose, nothing from AJ Pollock, nothing from Dylan Moore. It's wasted. So and you already know at some point they're going to pull one of these guys. Dylan Moore will go out. Maybe they will put in Kelenic, or they'll just rest him and wait till tomorrow. But now you're in a fucking hole 3-0. And I'm telling you, Luis Castillo isn't that good. He's a name. He made the All-Star game. Honestly, Bryce Miller and George Kirby were more deserving than Luis, in my opinion, because like I said, he hasn't been hitting his spots. He still throws heaters, but he doesn't have good control, and he's not hitting his spots anymore. So, it is what it is. But again, sometimes people fall in love, right, with the name. They fall in love with the guy that, was good on the Reds, the guy that helped us, our rock, the guy that got us to the playoffs last year. But just because you got, all those accolades last year, what, you got paid and now you're just going to be normal? You're going to be average? We didn't pay you for that. Frustrating. So, if you're not familiar, he ain't a fucking one anymore. Again, Logan Gilbert was a one. Now he's probably number 6 in our rotation. Luis was a one. He's probably 3 now. I definitely feel more confident in Miller and Kirby anytime, and I don't give a shit who we're playing. We could be playing the fucking Rays. We could play the fucking Astros. We could play the fucking Braves. And I feel if we have Miller and Kirby, we have a shot. But if it's anybody else, probably not. And that's sad. Because Luis used to be our best guy, but again, not very good this year. And I need to know, like, are they hiding injuries? Is he actually injured, or is it something mental? Like, what's going on? And again, I know baseball is one of the toughest sports to play, right? Not everyone's going to be able to be consistent every year. I get it. But for someone that's kind of like a Cy Young guy year in and year out, you would expect a little bit more. Just saying. Jay's got no, but yeah. See? Fuck, dude. Unbelievable. I know. But again, when you have a shitty lineup, that shit happens. No, I don't think Dylan Moore was ever good before. If we're going to go for a guy like Dylan Moore, be smart. And, I'm not saying Taylor Trammell is better, but like Sam Haggerty, we have a lot of guys, at least they are good base runners. Maybe they can steal a base. So if you got a guy that isn't very good hitting, is there something else that they're good at? Like Colton Wong, motherfucker can't hit, but his defense is amazing. So I'll take that sometimes over a Jose Caballero, where maybe he'll get a hit, maybe he won't, right? But he won't play good defense, and I know Colton Wong will. So, like if we could combine Jose and Colton Wong into one guy, that would be ideal. But, and obviously baseball, it's mental too, and you go into slumps, and sometimes it's like depression. It's hard to get out of it. You get in your own head, and then the umps are fucking terrible. All of a sudden you have a horrible first pitch called strike when it's a ball. Then you foul one off. Now you're down 0-2, and everyone knows that you're fucked, including you. Right? And then you get guys like Jared Kelenic, 0-2 count, Julio, and then they strike out looking, pop up, ground out. It's a wasted fucking at bat. And I can't tell you how many wasted fucking at bats the Mariners have had this year, like 200. It's like you can't get on base all the time 0-2 unless you're fucking Tony Gwynn up in heaven, or Pete Rose or Ichiro. They can handle 0-2. A lot of these guys on the fucking Mariners, they can't. And it fucking shows, but it's not just the Mariner players, it's everyone. Not many people are clutch under pressure 0-2. You know what I mean? It's much better to be 2-0, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. We've got a long, I don't know. I don't know about Scott Service. I feel like, he's been okay, but if we fire him, are we going to be able to get someone better? Probably not. So that's why sometimes it's tricky when you want to like fire a guy or when you're upset at a manager or players. Sometimes you just have to realize, how tough things are. But I feel like the decision-making hasn't been very good by Scott this year, and we haven't been very good in one-run games like we were last year. At one point, the Mariners were like something insane, like 20-5 in one-run games, and that has nowhere to be seen this year. That's facts. He said, it's screwing up your parlay. Well, you should have known looking at the lineup. If you looked at the Mariners lineup and looked at that shit lineup at 7, 8, 9, you should have bet on the Tigers. That's why, betting is one of those things you just can't look at your team or who's pitching. You have to look at the fucking full lineup. You got to look at, 1 through 5, and then you got to look through 6 through 9. And if we got 3 guys at the end that probably are going to go 0 for 4, there's probably a better chance that you're going to get the dub. Those are the little subtle things that you need to look at when you're betting. If you just oh Luis Castillo, and you're only looking at the obvious, you're not going to win some bets. But if you go deeper, just like in fantasy football and the NFL, is it artificial grass? Is it grass? Is it turf? Is it night? Is it day? Is it home or is it road? Some people think that shit don't matter. That shit really does matter. You got to be able to do your due diligence. But yeah, who knows? Maybe the Mariners can come back, but I highly doubt it. I mean, we might be able to come back and tie it up, but just the way the game has been going, it's not looking too hot. Alec? Fuck, of course it's foul. Yeah, they can. They can. You know what I mean? But again, when you're playing the Tigers and you got supposedly our best pitcher and he's already given up 2 bombs, like I said, yeah, you were great last year, but you're really not that good. I wouldn't trade him. But again, Bryce Miller and George Kirby, they are the phenoms. Luis Castillo, I don't want to say he's old news, but he's kind of old news now. I don't know. I don't think Luis will ever be one ever again. I really don't. Here we go. There we go. Bases loaded, but can we actually manufacture runs? Bases loaded, no outs. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bases loaded, 2 outs. There's a lot of times where we just choke. So this is a good opportunity, and they better get some fucking runs here or I'm jumping out the window. I'm telling you right now. And I don't live on a 2-story window. It's only 1 story, but this is getting fucking frustrating. Let them know. Let them know. Well, you should too. I've been watching baseball since 1985, and I watch every game. And if you ask any sport head, Miller is a phenom. You know what I mean? Like when you see him out there as a Mariner fan, how does it make you feel? You feel electric. You feel that that something special could happen. You feel like he could get 10 Ks. And honestly, besides Miller and Kirby, can you honestly say anyone else that you feel that could get 10 Ks? Luis Castillo? Nope. Woo can, but he's so raw. He's a 6th-rounder, right? Logan Gilbert? Nope. Marco? Nope. So who the fuck is going to get 10 Ks? Who's going to actually help us get dubs? And it's Miller and Kirby, and I think they've proven that. It's just something that we have to come to terms with. Popped up, 1 away. Of course we did. Of course we did. Come on, Mariners. 5 doll hairs. Let's get to a hundo. Unless you want me to be homeless and eat dirt. Timing. Probably waiting to see. The timing would be right. But again, there might be something else going on with him too. Popped up. Off the wall. Yes. Yes. Go. 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 Yes. Bang. There we go. 3-2. Yes, sir. Motherfucker's gotten what? 1 hit all year? I'll take it. Nice job. They must have heard me bitching because we got a fucking hit out of Pollock and we got something out of Moore. And Moore missed the first 50 games. The guy went it's not as bad as Colton Wong when he came up. It took him 44 at bats for him to get his first hit. Teoscar was 17 or 18. And Dylan Moore his batting average is .069. So you do the math. But I'll take it. Next up, J.P. Crawford. Come on, JP. At least we're now 3-2. Yeah, Sabrina from the Ducks. She's a phenom. I honestly think that the Ducks would have won the Natty if we didn't have COVID. She's that good. It's Caitlin Clark is great. You got a lot of these phenoms that are kind of come up in female sports, but Sabrina is one of the top 5. She is the real deal Holyfield. Munoz. Well, first we got to spell Munoz's name wrong or right. And we know he can't get no 10 Ks. Nice diving catch. Got him. Got runners at second and third. And I like a majority of the guys that we have in mid relief, with Brash, and we had Brash and then Topa, and that was kind of what we had. And then we had Munoz and Seawald. But I'm really happy that we actually manufactured some runs finally. I mean, hell, it took us to the fucking fifth inning. Jesus. Randy Johnson wasn't there for the Mariners during the All-Star game because, for the Mariners, we didn't draft him. So, obviously, he got picked up by the Expos from USC. He had his most memorable years with us. And then obviously he had some memorable years with a few other teams as well, right? Diamondbacks with Kurt Schilling, Yankees and whatnot. So I don't know if he really considers himself a Mariner. I got the Randy Johnson. It's kind of funny you bring that up. I got the Randy Johnson and Dan Wilson a stadium giveaway from 2012 here on the desk, but I'm not really sure if Randy loves the Mariners as much as the fans of Seattle love him back. Ichiro wasn't there either. Probably, got other things going on. But when there's like retirement ceremonies that they'll all show up for the most part. But Randy usually isn't there. He's usually, he's got photography and, he's a professional photographer now, like he was majoring at USC. So he actually does baseball, basketball, football, concerts, rock, pop, probably hip hop. And he does professional photography. That's what he does now. So that's probably another reason why he wasn't there, if that's what you were talking about. I'm a nerd, so I read about all that shit. So, hey, 3-2 though. Detroit's got Rodriguez, 6 Ks. Eduardo, got to get his fucking ass out of there, and then we can really start cleaning up. Come on, France. Come on, baby. 3-2, two outs, bases loaded, 0-2 count. If this was Ty France from last year, he gets 2 runs to come in with an RBI. This year, probably an out. And I'm not trying to be a hater or be negative. It's just real. Yeah, there's going to be guys that will finally step up for once in the season, like Pollock and Moore today. But we have to make sure if they do get a hit or multiple, that we get guys to go in. We can't just, have these shittiest guys in the lineup actually do something special and then we don't get rewarded for it. You know what I mean? We need to take advantage. Facts. Yeah, we'll have a what? Couple more? Yeah, that's fine. I bought 4 so we could have it. Yeah, that's fine. Ty France ejected. There you go. Like I said, if this was last year, right? If this was last year, he gets a 2-run RBI. And what did I say? I said this year he's going to be out. Slams the bat on the ground and talks shit to the ump and then gets ejected. Good job, Ty. Good job. Got my best impression of Orange Cassidy right now. Idiot. Good job, Ty. Fuck, man. And then you got Scott Service out there. And like I said, and it never does any good to bitch and complain to the ump, especially if it's early in the game. It's like, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to talk shit to this guy while he has all the control. It's like talking shit to your boss. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, can I leave an hour early? Fuck you. You're not going to get to go an hour early. He's going to make you stay a fucking hour late. It's like, I get it. Sometimes you get pissed. And I think Kelenic has been kind of getting into his own head, but the umps have been terrible. They've been terrible, but again, that really shows you who can control their emotions and who can't. That's facts. Fucking Service. What are you going to do, Scott, when you go out there, huh? Now Scott's going to try to get ejected. Yeah, I'm going to try to get ejected too. I'm going to try to stand up for my team. I'm going to make sure that they rally because I get ejected too. Dummy. Well, we'll see what happens. At least we're only down 3-2. Fucking RKO, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel with my show, it's, it's very, very underrated. We got a really a good amount of very intelligent fans, but you're never going to hear a rant from me that's just completely off the wall and it's false just for clicks. Like if I do like a top 5 quarterbacks and I leave out Joe Burrow, that's what you get. Like when you watch TV, you watch podcasts, they do that on purpose. And they know Joe Burrow is a top 5, but they do it to see if you react. They see if you're going to get baited. And a lot of the debates and shit, it's like, it's just fake, because they don't actually believe it. I mean, wouldn't you rather watch something where it actually is believable, it's real, it's facts? You can have passion and you can argue, but you have to know what you're talking about. It can't be this like horrible off the wall take that for goddamn, sure that is not true, but you're just trying to get clicks and you're trying to get people to engage because you did something as obvious as leaving Burrow out of a top 5. That's the type of dumb shit that I will not watch. And that's why I don't watch a lot of those shows that are out there, because they're so fake, like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, everything else. It's all fucking predetermined. It's all by the producers. You think fucking Skip Bayless actually thinks the Cowboys are going to win it every year? And so, you have to make the decision. Are you actually watching something that's real, or is it fake, but you just don't realize it? And a lot of sports talk is fake. It's not good. This is the worst sports talk has been ever. ESPN is garbage. FS1 is barely watchable. The best thing that we had was Good Morning Football and Pat McAfee show, and they fucked that up. Good for Pat taking the money, trying to establish his boys. I get that, and his wife and his kid, I get that. But not being able to swear ever again on ESPN, show's not the same. Show's not the same. You might dress the same way, but if I can't hear fuck, shit, ass, bitch, that shit is real. Swearing is a part of sports, okay? And it's about his personality and being real. Like if I was going to do a show and I never fucking swore or did any emotion, it wouldn't be who I am. And I get it. It's corporate America. You want your corporate people, Tide and all the fucking dicks and all these other places, to endorse your fucking brand. I know you're a millionaire. You're rich. I get it. You know what I mean? But, I'm not saying that he's sold out, but just the simple fact it's not going to be the same show. That's true. And they're going to try to keep it as close as to the YouTube channel as possible. But if it's on ESPN, who you trying to grab? You trying to grab a 70-year-old grandpa? You trying to grab a 10-year-old kid? They're not watching that shit. You know what I mean? Like they don't even know their audience anymore. That's why ESPN is fucking terrible. They don't know their audience. And honestly, if they were smart, they would hire the best streamers on Twitch and YouTube that do sports. And then maybe, just maybe, on ESPN to Ocho or ESPN3, they would get better looks, from streamers calling games than the bullshit that they got right now. That's facts. You can still have your main programming, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of talent, that is going to be surfacing in other places that aren't signed by ESPN or Fox Sports or CBS. That's facts. But they're too stupid to realize that. They love to be able to copy YouTubers and Twitch streamers and steal their material, and then what do? They end up firing all their good talent anyways because they're dumb. So, I guess if that's how you want to be able to run your business and whatnot, and probably in their eyes, they think that they're still number one. That's like ESPN hasn't been number one until you were the only one doing highlights back in the day when fucking Stuart Scott was alive. Facts. Gone down the shitter. I haven't watched Sports Center in 20 years. And obviously, I love sports, so obviously there's a reason. Come on, Ems. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 6th. All right, baby, let's go. 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Bottom of the 6th inning, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting second for the M's, 0 for 1 with a run, base on ball, and a K. Third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a run, catcher, Tom Murphy. Let's go. Yeah, it happens, man. I got to. Well, nothing really interesting fucking happened, anyways. Yeah, I did. I sure damn did. Seven Ks for Eduardo Rodriguez, five for Luis. But again, not a number one pitcher anymore. All hype, no results. $5. Let's get to a hundo. 95 to go. Jose Cisnero. Well, at least we manufactured 2 runs, so we actually have a shot to win this now. The Oscar popped up to the warning track, one away. Of course, he's swinging at the first pitch. Everyone thinks they're going to get a first pitch strike down the middle and they're going to go yard. It's like, can we get that mentality out of every player's head? You're not going fucking yard. You're not. Like what? One time out of 20? Come on, bro. Next up, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. Oh, 2 pitch. Did he go? Got him. Suarez, see you later. 2 away. Next up, catcher Tom Murphy. So, Tom, I want him to homer so that way I can use this photo. Can we get a homer, please? Come on. Nothing more inviting than looking at that face. One 0 pitch. Chop to short. Easy out, of course. End of the 6th inning, 3-2 Tigers. All right, next up in the top of the 7th inning, 0 for 2 with a K, center fielder Matt Vierling. Batting second, shortstop 0 for 2, Javier Baez. And batting third this inning, 0 for 2 with a K, second baseman Nick Maton. Yeah, I wish. Not yet. Maybe at his next at bat if he gets up. Yeah, we don't have the pleasure of looking at that, even though I like to show it. Buggy eyes. He's got a lot of energy and emotion too. And kind of more in a funny way, obviously, with this kind of fucking face. But he does give, the team that spark, even if it's a goofy spark, but you'll take it. cool. I had my buddy and his son, who's like 2 years old, they are 3 years old, and they did a dinosaur puzzle because his son really likes dinosaurs. So I gave him a lot of like my books when I was a kid and whatnot and puzzle stuff. And they just completed it, but they said one piece is missing. So I don't know if I lost it when I was a kid, maybe I did, but it's always cool to be able to see those father-son moments and whatnot. I hate it for my memorabilia to go to waste and just stuff from my childhood. Ty Adcock in the game. Let's see what Ty can do. Sour. Is it going to leave him stranded like Gilligan? Well, I'm glad that we didn't. That would have been really bad. I would have been so pissed. But again, these are the series, even though it's a regular season game, these series add up. If we want to try to get close to 90 wins for that last spot, between the Blue Jays, Astros, and those two teams are much better than us. We just, we got to be able to, stockpile some sweeps or go 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4 against the teams that we're better than. But it shows you a lot of times we're on the level. We play down to the competition. Or you have Scott Service put in a shitty lineup. Veerling, one away. Next up, shortstop Javier Baez. Chop foul. Come on, Ty. I got a new one of Ty, too. Oh, up and in. Let's go, Ty. It's a cool one. Sometimes you got to wait for them to get a few games in. And then you get some cool ones like that. Let's go, Ty. Broken bat. And he drops it at first. Of course he does. All right, top of the 7th. Come on, baby. Maton, come get him. 3-2 Tigers, top of the 7th. He struck to an early lead, and we had a little flash of lightning here late, but not sure if it's going to be good enough. But I hope we can find at least one more inning. Let's just throw to fucking second, not even close. Shitty throw by Tom Murphy. I don't even know if Tom Murphy can throw anybody out, really. Sometimes he can end up being a better hitter than Cal, but I think I normally would rather have Cal in the lineup for catching and hitting, even though Tom has been kind of on a heater. Back, gone. Well, that's great. Well, that might be the end of the game for us now. Motherfuck. You got to be shitting me. Nick Maton, 2-run home run. 5-2 Tigers. This is the bullshit that I'm talking about. So they suspended it. What inning did they end the game at, or when they cut the game off? Wow, they got a hockey. They got a hockey helmet and a hockey stick in the dugout when they end up going yard. Wow. Well, Red Wing stuff, so it makes sense. Big part of their, big part of that city. Bottom of the third. Sarah, remember back in the day when we actually had a chat where people talked? Remember that? Fouled back, 1-2 count. One-two pitch from Ty. Chopper. Get it, Ty. There we go. 2 away. All right, Jake Rogers, the catcher, is up for Detroit. But it shows you, if you put a shitty lineup and you don't have good pitching, from Louise, and if he can't go 6-7 innings and get 10 Ks, how the hell are you supposed to win a game like this? So he said, talking, talking, talking. Yeah, if you were a part of the channel last year, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. Big swing and a miss. Got him. That's pitch by Ty. That's what Sarah said too. SmackDown was like a 5 to a 7. Not very good. I love it. I love when the Mariners are down losing games. Nothing makes me happier. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Leading off, 1 for 2 with a K, DHing for Seattle, A.J. Pollock. Batting second in the order, 0 for 2 with a K, second baseman, Jose Caballero. And then batting third, left fielder, Dylan Moore. And then at some point, when it gets closer to the 8th or the 9th, they might, substitute Kellenic for Moore at that point. But I mean, if we're already down and it doesn't look like we're coming back, then, that maybe they just say, fuck it, we're just going to take the L, Yeah. No, but it was just in general. We could do a stream where, with the group of people that we had, we could have literally 5 people, 10 people, 15 people. Like we wouldn't need a whole lot, but the conversations would just be nonstop with those people and shit. We would hit, 100 to 200 almost every night in donos. You know what I mean? And, we had donos of 500, 1,300, you know what I mean? So, and I know it's not football season and whatnot. And, some of it will come from the football season. But again, just because something happened, a few months back doesn't mean it's going to, happen in the future. We hope so, but again, sometimes it's not necessarily how many you have in the room, but who you have in the room. Facts. Oh, it's all good. Well, there's not very many people that are dedicated to the Mariners like me. I think I'm really the only one that does them full time. There's other people that do it when they want to, but I mean, when you do it when you want to, you can't really grow properly or, create a presence. It's like, oh, I'm going to do, 4 games a month. That ain't fucking enough. Shit, I'll do 4 in a week, 4 in 4 days. All right, Tyler Holton is in. We're down by 3. Is there any opportunity for the Mariners to come back? Yeah, it went from maybe like when we were down 3-2, it felt like maybe 50-50 chance that we could tie and force extras or maybe come back. But now, with being so late in the game and the way that things have gone, it feels like now we have like a 10% chance. It's not completely over, but we have to manufacture a few little runs in one of these innings. So 0-2 pitch. But definitely a shitty lineup by Scott today. It needs to be better. You hear me, Scott? This lineup was shitty. Be better tomorrow. Can't fucking lose the Tigers. Golly. Pollock. I mean, we've had a lot on the warning track. I'll give the Mariners that, but that doesn't cut it, Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Not a homer. Not an RBI. Not a double. Not a single. One away. Next up, second baseman, Jose Caballero. Well, sometimes we play like shit. I mean, when you have a shitty lineup, it happens. And Luis Castillo isn't the same Luis Castillo of last year. He's just not. He's not our best pitcher anymore. Bryce Miller and George Kirby are our ones. Those guys are better than Luis. Luis is 3 now. He's not the same. Logan Gilbert used to be 1. Then he was 2 when Luis came in. Now he's like 6. Had a shitty fucking year. 2 really good starts as of late. But again, just because you were good last year doesn't mean you're going to be good this year. Yeah, and NBA is trash. It's not very. I mean, it just depends, I guess, what fan base you follow. But I think overall, as a product, it's not. It's not at its peak. It's not. It's not on the NFL level or college football or anything. So, yeah, I think Bryce and George Kirby are better than Luis, honestly, and I've been saying that for months. But again, if you're just looking at the standings and you're looking at highlights on Twitter or Instagram, or are you watching every game? And obviously, if you're actually watching every game, you can pick up on things. And at least we have, Robbie Ray with that injury, and then we got Bryce Miller, and then Marco got injured, and we got Woo. So sometimes injuries are good because I'd rather have Miller and Woo than fucking have Robbie Ray healthy, be under 500 right now. But Marco was good for us this year before he got hurt. So. Yeah, they don't talk about Red Wings, Pistons, or Tigers. Well, none of those teams really are that relevant. So I get it. You know, Lions is going to be. I like that team. I hope they win the division. Honestly, I hope they win the division or get second place. Like if the Vikings get first, fuck, get second, beat the Packers, and beat the Bears. I would love for them to be able to win. Like I love rooting for the underdogs. And normally that would be like the Jags and the Lions and the Jets. But obviously the Jets have Aaron, so they're fucked. The Jags have Trevor. They got a good coach now with WP. So now they went from one of being the worst for 2 years, and now they're the favorites in that division for probably years to come, unless the other teams can catch up, like maybe the Colts, maybe the Texans. I don't know about the Titans. They're kind of fucked right now, And then obviously in that North, Green Bay ain't going to be as good as they were. They're going to be hovering around 500 or a game above or 2 or a game below or 2. And the Bears will still be the worst team. So we just have to see if the Vikings are going to win 10-12, or with Dalvin Cook not being there, are they going to have injuries at that position? And what's going to happen there? Because we know the Vikings defense is trash. So there is an opportunity for the Lions to actually win 10 games or 11 and maybe win the division in 1 to 3 years. That's exciting. I will always root for the Lions. It's my favorite underdog team to root for on sports. End of the 7th inning, 5-2 Tigers. Yeah, but that doesn't shock me really too much Because I mean, Red Wings back in the day when they had like Sergei and they had all their amazing players, like in the '90s, that was the thing, right? Pistons were good, and the Bad Boys, and when they had Rashid, Ben Wallace, and all that, right? But obviously, it's not, it's not the same anymore. Obviously, but that's the fan base. That's a rough place to root for. If you're a Red Wing, Piston, Tiger, like Tigers, at least they have Spencer Torkelson, so you can't kind of you have like pieces, but you don't have enough to be good. So, yes, I'll be doing the game tomorrow for Kirby, and we'd better have a good lineup for him, which I think we will. 3-12-1. Well, football is always more popular than anything else. It's like NFL, college football, wrestling, and then the specialty things are baseball, NASCAR, NHL. The other things. Those are like when we're not watching football or wrestling, then that's kind of like the other things that are going on. So, but regardless if a team is like, yeah, it could be Lions could be, and whatever, and they would still probably, there's going to be more people talking about, them rather than probably the other three. So, I mean, football's king. I mean, we already know that, but again, if I'm doing this full time, there's no football season and there's no actual football fucking news for 2 months. You got to grind, and that's what I do. I mean, not many people are willing to do everything like me. So, plus you got to read and do a lot of film, and it takes a lot of dedication to do multiple sports. I appreciate that. Sergey was a boss. They had a lot of good players. I played with them on a lot of my NHL games on like Genesis and PlayStation back in the day, 20, 25, 30 years ago. No, I appreciate that. All right, we're going to the top of the 8th. All right, in the top of the 8th, leading off 0 for 3 with a K. Third baseman, Zach McKinstry. And then if they don't make any changes to the lineup, DHing for Detroit, Riley Green. And batting third, the best player, the phenom, first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. Spencer's nice. That's obviously your piece, but they need like 5 Spencers to get relevant. So. Yeah. Back in the day, man, super special. What's not super special, Saucedo. I don't know what I think about him. Sometimes I like him. Sometimes he gives up big home runs and big RBIs. I'm kind of like on the fence with him. I kind of like him more than I don't like him, but I don't know if I'm really sold on him just yet. You know what I mean? I feel like he kind of fucks up more than does good. You know what I mean? Like walks guys. Like I don't feel confident when he's up there. It's not like even Munoz when we feel like that might be our best, the setup guy to, obviously Seawald in the 9th, but even Munoz gets rocked from time to time. So top of the 8th, 5-2 Detroit. You got to give them love though. I mean, like I said, if you're going to be an idiot and have a horrible lineup and obviously you can get those bats going early, which they did with a 2-run jack, that sparked their momentum for the whole game. And it's not like Luis gave up a whole lot after that, but you never want to give up a solo shot or a 2-run shot or a 3-run dinger within the first 2 innings. Horrible for morale. when you should already be thinking positive, and now you're looking up. And 2 runs, with a shitty lineup feels like 4. Chopper, that's foul. Goats, where are you? In the Dodger system. You go to games often? I usually go to a couple Mariner games. I live here in Oregon, so nice hit by McKinstry there. Yeah, but I usually try to go to like 2 to 4 games a year. I usually have pretty good luck getting memorabilia when I'm there too. But next up for the Tigers, DHing for Detroit, Riley Green. I mean, like I said, when Vince is running it, he's running it in his own vision. He don't give a fuck about the fans. And then now, when you have, Triple H and Khan and all the others, some things are gonna, be awesome that that Vince would never do. But then there's also going to be things that you're going to scratch your head and you're like, okay, this feels like Vince or someone that's not Triple H. Like, who's doing this? Like, who's actually getting the approval here? And it feels like, oh, Vince isn't involved. Well, I feel like if Vince is alive, he's going to be involved at some point or another. They can say he's not involved for like the shareholders or, all the lawsuits and everything. But for a guy that, was like Jerry Jones to the Cowboys with his fingers all over everything about the product. I mean, hell, when they were doing, pay-per-views and, SmackDowns, Vince is inside Michael Cole and Pat McAfee's ear telling them what to say, like line for line, like, there's a lot of micromanaging. So I don't know. I don't know if I really believe WWE when they say Vince has nothing involved anymore. I highly doubt that. It's something that you can say, but that's not true. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to, as fans, we're not going to always get what we want. That's for damn sure. Shitty throw at second. Dude, Tom Murphy, can you even throw to second? Golly. Minor league games. Oh, nice. I was lucky enough. Like I usually, about a year before COVID, I got a Kike Hernandez ball when he was on the Dodgers when I was with my dad. And it was kind of weird. I kind of predicted that I was gonna, end up getting a ball if I have to, slide past a grandma or grandpa or whatever. And I literally did. Like a 90-year-old grandma and grandpa were sitting in the first and second seat, slid past him after a guy dropped it twice, and got my first ball a few years ago. And then last year I got a Julio Rodriguez foul ball from his rookie year against the Royals when they played Bobby Witt Jr. And then a few weeks later, I went to the Yankee game and I told everyone I was going to get an Aaron Judge ball, and I did, which is fucking crazy. So, but that's not going to be something that obviously happens just to anybody, or even getting one of those would have been amazing. But to be able, I don't think I'll ever probably replicate that. The Aaron Judge 62 home run season, a Julio Rookie of the Year, but I'm going to try for sure. Oh, off his leg. Wow. How did it go off his leg right to Gino there? I'll take it. There comes Scott. Saucedo, garbage. See you later. Just like I said, can't rely on him. I mean, he barely is getting it to second. It's like, I mean, I get it, when he sometimes can get hits, but what happens if he, does the normal Tom Murphy? Then it's like useless, It's like you can't play defense, and you were lucky to even have gotten anything from AJ. So good for him. But we have to be able to manufacture it into runs, and at least with Pollock and Dylan Moore, it was kind of eye-opening. I mean, for both of them to get a hit, pretty rare, you know. But then having Jose in the lineup, I mean, it's not like it would have been that much better having Colton Wong there, but his defense would have been better. But I guess it's just a give and a take. But with the momentum, you know, how this game started, we were never going to win this game. You know, it started off from the very beginning. So. Kirby tomorrow, baby. Michael Lorenzen, 3-6. Kirby 8-7, but he should be much better than that. It should be like 10-5. 3.09 ERA, nice whip, 89 Ks, only 10 walks. It's the future. Festa in the game. One count. 5-2 Tigers. Embarrassing. Got to play much better tomorrow. Yeah, maybe. Probably, I would assume so. A couple days off, might as well. Unless you know, you got money to go home and fly back or whatever. Favorite piece of Mariners merch? What are you like? Are you talking about like what's available to buy right now? Like, or are you talking about just like in general? I mean, I've been collecting since '85. So I mean, I got starting lineups, I got McFarland's, I got bobbleheads, I got rookie cards. I mean, I got graded cards. Griffey's, Edgar's, Julio's. Julio graded autos. From his rookie year. I mean, I don't know. Anything. Any. The bandanas, jerseys, hats, chains. Like my buddy went, up to the All-Star game and he got me the All-Star chain, but I haven't seen him yet. And he got me a All-Star shirt for memories and whatnot. So, usually I got good people in my life that will take care of me if they end up going to an event like the All-Star game. Mariner jerseys are obviously, our money. Just depends if you can afford one or not. Most of mine are Griffey, but I got a Julio on right now. And it was crazy because like before I got my Julio ball, I was one of the first ones, like in the United States to order the Julio jersey. But then I thought like, oh, I'm going to wear it when I get to go see the Royals and Bobby Witt Jr. And then literally I didn't even get it. Like I think I went to the game in like April and like the end of April, and I didn't even get my jersey until like June. But I was able to wear the jersey when I went to go see Aaron Judge, and then I got obviously that ball at that time. So. Yeah, but Stafford can't even play anymore. He's at a point where they're trying to trade him, and he's got nothing left. So Goff, with all the NFC quarterbacks being so shitty now, besides like Jalen Hurts, so it's like there's a lot of wiggle room. So there is a possibility that Goff could end up being a top 5 quarterback in the NFC. That wouldn't be that shocking. It's like Saints will be good with Carr. All the other teams are going to be booty. Then you're going to have the Eagles with Hurts, and we'll see what the Giants and the Cowboys do. Then you got Vikings, Lions, and Packers going at it, and then you'll have the Niners and the Seahawks. But I mean, if you're really looking at the quarterbacks, I mean, it's trash compared to the AFC where they got all the Hall of Famers up there. You got Burrow, you got Mahomes, you got Herbert. You got all the guys that are up there, right? Josh Allen, right? But I would put Hurts in that same category based on how he played last year. But if their defense plays like, they did in the past Super Bowl, they're not going to win. They need to be able to, manufacture sacks and picks. And if you can't get one pick or one sack on Mahomes, you're going to lose. And they did. So that's facts. Yeah. I mean, I got the, regular Seattle chain. And it's, the chain is heavy, but the S is foam. But I do have a guy, that does custom chains and whatnot. It would be kind of cool to actually have a metal, S, or a custom one with like Griffey swinging a bat or, something, and he does all the work himself, and he works, and, for Collegiate Art Designs, that's his company. And then he does like the Duck O's that sell obviously in Eugene and here in Oregon at the duck stores. And they obviously are the metal chain, and it's got the metal O. And I got a yellow one, green one, black one, chrome one. I mean, I got all the colors. He made me a custom one for the channel. But yeah, obviously you have to, you got to, depending on if you have rights to it with like copyright and whatnot, but you can always be creative, with your design and whatnot. So, but I would like to be able to get some kind of like metal version, something Mariners, but like metal custom with the chain. So, but he does great work. Yeah. Well, I have this one, and like I said, I think I have, how many Griffies do I have? I think I have 3 or 4 Griffies, and then this Julio. Come on, JP. Come on, baby. Let's go, JP. Make the best out of a shitty situation. Yeah, but I'm definitely a Griffey connoisseur, and that's like my favorite. When you meet somebody like that, and the significance of that day, I can still replay it in my head like it was yesterday, and that was when I was 7. So, felt that. Yeah, something like that, Lauren. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Yeah, I'm not sure. We would have loved to have that happen, obviously. I'm trying to remember if I had tickets for that game or if I was going to that game. I'm pretty sure that if it would have happened, I would have been there. I mean, we would have lost, but still, just the energy at Autzen is awesome. Like there's just certain places where you can feel that good energy, and now even the Beavers are starting to play better than the Ducks. Um, the Ducks are no longer the favorite. It's like USC, UW, Utah. Like we're probably going to be like the 4th team, and hopefully we can get still to 8 or 9 wins. But I mean, if Oregon State ends up being better than the Ducks this year, if Utah is, if USC is, if some of these teams are, it wouldn't be shocking one bit. All right, now we got another pitching change. Ah, Louise. Not the pitcher that we thought you were. Hopefully he gets back on track. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out, 1 for 2 with a base on ball. Next up, Julio Rodriguez. I don't even know if you can put Tatis's name with Griffey. I mean, if we're gonna talk about Griffey, we have to like talk Derek Jeter. We can't even put Tatis in the same fucking conversation as Griffey. You know, you got to go with someone that's a fucking legend, that's respected, and that will stand the test of time forever. And you know, Griffey is, you know, arguably, you know, the game changer, because you got to think people still emulate the swing to this day. And he was the first guy to have a shoe. He made baseball cool, and I don't know if anyone else would have been able to do that. It's like Hulk Hogan, you know, going from the Hulkamaniacs to the NWO and Hollywood Hogan. I mean, you know, that time in wrestling will never be replicated ever again, regardless if you're a Hogan fan or if you're a Griffey fan or not. But you know, facts are facts. Yeah, but I can only talk Griffey with like epic legends like Jeter. If we're gonna talk in that generation, for guys that didn't cheat that are actually like amazing, you know. No Mariners Inc. Maybe one day. Bottom of the eighth. 5-2 Tigers. Julio in the box. Come on, J Rod. 1-1 count. Chopper. Nice job, Julio. There we go. We'll take it. Nice job, J Rod. He did? Tatis made baseball cool? He did? To who? I don't think, I don't know, maybe that, you know, that's a personal, I have never heard anyone say that. You're the first I've ever heard someone that said that. I mean, Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani make baseball cool, but I don't think, I've never heard anyone say Tatis has made baseball cool, unless you're just being sarcastic, but I've never heard anyone say that. I mean, obviously, great player before he cheated, you know, and I still like him even more than Juan Soto, even if Juan Soto didn't cheat, because he's terrible. If the Yankees want to go get him, fine. But, you know, Machado is the real deal there. And even though Tatis cheated, he's better than Soto, too. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 1-2 count. He said, make baseball cool again. Tatis. Yeah, I wish he didn't cheat. Definitely ruined his legacy. Yeah, he has got the swagger. He's a, you know, a unique talent. I don't know if he'll ever be a top five player in the league though. You know, that like that level, but he is a pretty decent player. All right, Jared Kelenic in the box. A little, too late for Jared. Should have started probably. Yeah, you're really dedicated. You're like, I looked ahead. I looked at that shit in 2032, 2033. Bottom of the eighth. Tigers 5, Mariners 2. Kelenic in the box. I don't know. I think, I mean, Tatis, even though he might have, been kind of popular, I think Julio was more popular than him last year. Julio was one of the faces of baseball. So what you had with Shohei, Julio, and Judge, maybe that made baseball a little bit more notable. But it was cool to see the Blue Jays and Mariners make the playoffs. That was big. Oh, diving catch. He missed it. Go, 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 go. Run, Julio. Safe. Oh my God, he got him. No way. Threw him out at home. You got to be shitting me. I hope he's not hurt. Julio's getting up. Julio's injured. Oh, great. Now Julio's getting up all like a fucking injured. Oh, that's just great. What the fuck? Yeah, but just because you get on the show doesn't mean because like he should have been on the show. Obviously with the last copy, and they did Jazz Chisholm. Like, why would you have Jazz Chisholm when you could have had Julio? And then obviously Topps was like, all right, we'll put you on baseball cards and we'll put you on the box and on the front of the packs. But I mean, it should have been Judge or Julio last year. Well, that's just great. Julio went in for the slide, got called out. I don't know about the replay, and then now he's hurt. Great. Kind of slid in with his knee awkwardly. It's not terrible, I don't think, but now we're challenging to see if we got in or not. He got him on the butt, but that's not on the backside. But where is his leg, though? He's safe. He's safe. He's safe. Safe easily. Safe, safe, safe. But now we got to hope that Julio's okay. But he's safe. Still looking at it. All right, there we go. Runner safe. At least they got the call right. 5-3 Tigers. There we go. And hopefully Julio's okay. He's easily safe. The cricket team? Jared's at third now. I mean, if you can knock Jared in here, I mean, it'll give us maybe a slight shot. Come on, Teoscar. Next up, right fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Kelenic on third. I mean, obviously, best case scenario here if Teoscar goes yard and we can get it to 5-5, but that's kind of being a little greedy. It's not like we've been that reliable in these situations, as of late. But we have kind of turned a corner, I thought, and turned a little bit of a page going into the All-Star break. We were one of the hotter teams going into the break, and it looked like we weren't going to be above 500 or at 500, but then we actually got, to be at least a game over, which I know for some people, that's terrible. I know it is, but it could have been much worse. Big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. Come on, Mariners. Let's go, baby. 1-2 pitch. Just missed the zone. 2-2 count. Big swing and a miss. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Got him. 2 away. No surprise. Next up, third baseman Eugenio Suarez. 0 for 2 with a run base on ball, 2 Ks. Let's go, Gino. Come on, Gino. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3 Tigers. Come on, baby. Fucking 11 Ks. Ridiculous. Need better hitters. Got him. Didn't even swing. Come on, Gino. Jesus. All right, next up in the top of the 9th, 0 for 3 with a run, shortstop Javier Baez. Batting second, 1 for 3 with a run, 2 RBIs and a K, second baseman Nick Maton. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Homered earlier in the game. And the top of the 5th, left fielder Akil Badu. I haven't heard anything new. He still has the diagnosis and whatnot, and I think we're all rooting for him. But anytime you end up having an illness of a cancer or something, like that, definitely scary. and but I haven't heard anything new at this point. You got any new news for me? I mean, I'm always reading stuff every day, but I mean, I'm usually just like, on the website or on like the Twitter, and whatnot, through what they post through their official Twitter or Instagram or, just on the Mariners. Popped up. JP, one away. Next up, second baseman Nick Martin. Pitches inside. 1-0 count. It's awesome, Sarah. Good. Everything's just going so great. Fantastic. All right, I'll catch you tomorrow. Kirby tomorrow, baby. We'll have a better performance than this. What's food taste like nowadays? I remember when I used to have food. Is it good? I bet it is. Come on, Festa. Top of the ninth. 2-1 count. Maton in the box. 3-1 count. Violation. Maton the first. Come on, Festa. Next up, left fielder Akil Badu. We're in the top of the ninth. Law, I would say probably 0% chance for the Mariners coming back. Tigers have had the momentum right from the very get-go. But we got Kirby pitching tomorrow, so hopefully we can even it up. Top of the ninth, Tigers 5, Mariners 3. Festa on the mound. Badu homered earlier in the game in the box. Throw to first. Walked him. All right, come on, Mariners. Finish strong. Top of the ninth, runners at first and second, 5-3. Rogers in the box. Come on, Festa. Obviously, there's no point in putting Munoz or Seawald out there. I mean, we already fucking lost this game. Popped up. Hernandez, 2 away. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. Oh, 2 pitch. Way outside. 1-2 count. Now, Festa's been terrible. I pretty much think that at this point they've just, what's for dinner? Let's just end this. It's kind of one of those games. I imagine the umps are probably feeling that way too. They're ready to go get some fried chicken or some burgers or pizza, food, the good stuff that you're supposed to be able to eat every day. Come on, Festa. 1-2 pitch. Chop foul. 2-2 count. I did see that. She's been trying for like 9, 10 years. See, that's when you know sports is so slow that we're talking about that. Big swing and a miss. Got him. All right, last opportunity here in the bottom of the ninth. 0 for 2 with a run. Catcher Tom Murphy. Batting second, 1 for 3 with a K. AJ Pollock. And batting third, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. Second baseman Jose Caballero. Oh, last ditch effort. All right, Alex Lang coming in. All right, come on, Ems. All right, we got Cal coming in. Come on, Cal. First pitch strike. Come on, Cal. Need a little bit of magic. Pitch is low and outside. 1-1 count. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Yeah, that curve was nasty. Come on, Cal. One-two pitch from Lang. Just chop foul as he goes down to a knee, like the socks that he's rocking. Pitch is low. 2-2 count. Hello? Goats? Oh, went to voicemail. 2-2 pitch. Oh, Cal popped up. One away. Oh, Colton Wong. So now you know the game is fucking over. No, Mike Ford. Let's go, Mike. Let's go, Mike. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Yeah, is it still pretty bad out there? And you're getting the hot weather on top of that, so you're getting like thunder and lightning and stuff, storm stuff. Yeah, it's just hot here. Oh, Ford, and he rips it. Back, gone. There we go. See, if we would have played him at the very beginning of the game, what could have happened? There we go. Mike Ford with a solo shot late. We'll take it. Nice job. Fuck yeah. It's been one of our better hitters in the last 20, 25 games. Nice job. Crushed it. Not bad, especially at the bottom of the ninth. Mike's done that a couple times for us. I think the last time he did it, I don't think it really led to anything, but still, just to show that you have a little bit of fight and that you can actually hit a fucking home run in a game that, even though the score is 5-4, it definitely does not feel like 5-4. Feels like 10-4. All right, come on, Colton Wong. I got you looking like Ichiro. Let's go, baby. 2-1 count. I can always count on him working the count. Let's go, Wong. So fresh and so clean, clean. Good job. Pitch is low. 3-1 count. And that's why I like, even though Colton Wong can't get hits better than Caballero, his defense is better and he can still find ways to be patient in the box. And I feel like he can get to first just as often as Jose gets a few hits once in a while. He'll either get a walk or get hit by a pitch. Fuck it. Any way that you can get to first. Bobbled. 2 away. Oh, Dylan Moore. It's like his first RBI of the season. That's why scores and games can be so deceiving. Most people that they see just the end result, the 5-4, right? They have no idea how the momentum and the flow of the game went. But, even though the Tigers, were the team that should have won, that ended up having the momentum, but sometimes you can get lucky kind of towards the end and manufacture a cheap home run or a cheap hit late. But this is nowhere near, and we see it in the NFL too where teams kind of get sloppy at the end and they're up by 21, but then they end up only finishing the game off with like a 3-point win. But you already kind of knew from the very start what was going to happen because this is not your prototypical 5-4 game. I mean, it honestly feels like Tigers 8, 9, 10 runs, and we were lucky enough to get to this 4. But normally, if we don't hit 5 or 6 runs, we lose 90% of the games where we don't hit 5 or 6 runs or more. 3-1 count. Walked him. We'll take it. We'll take walks. Okay. Next up, 0 for 4 with a K, J.P. Crawford. Come on, JP. Bottom of the ninth, Tigers 5, Mariners 4. Shitty game for Seattle. Terrible lineup. Just not a whole lot of effort and kind of a typical Mariner game from the beginning of the season. Not kind of how we finished strong late going into the break. I think we were one of probably the top 5 teams towards the end of the break in the last like 5 or 10 games going into the break. We were playing really well, you know. But this is kind of going back to the beginning of the year where we were playing shit baseball, and that's kind of what we're getting. And it also doesn't help when your team hits 220 to 230 as a team. That's terrible. It's like we got really good pitching talent, top 10, but the records don't reflect it. 3-0 count. Let's see if he swings or not. Takes a pitch on the corner. 3-1 count. Yeah, they have been all year. Besides, Rangers and Rays are really, really good, but I don't know about World Series. I mean, anything's possible, but Rangers lost, 11-16 going into the break, and they walked them. Nice. JP to first. And we know Tampa's great, with what they've been able to do. No team starts off with 14, 15, 16 wins and no losses, and they've kept it up. But definitely, I feel the Braves, it's very clear to see. It's just like the Dodgers a couple years ago. You knew that they were the best team. Were they going to win the World Series? Maybe, maybe not. But you knew that they had the most depth, from top to bottom at any team. And the Braves are now that team. They are the old Dodgers from a couple years ago when the Dodgers had that 3-year run where you knew they could win it. And they only won it 1 year, but they felt like they could get to the World Series every year. I feel like the Braves are that team now moving forward. Like we're going to have like 2 or 3 years where they may be favorite, they're in the National League. Will they win it all? I don't know. American League has more depth. We have better teams: Blue Jays, Astros, Orioles. On top of the Rays and the Rangers. What do they got over there? You got Braves, Dodgers. They're not as good as their previous teams, and then a few other teams like Diamondbacks and a few other kind of stragglers. But I don't know if anyone really believes anyone can beat the Braves. But you never know. It's baseball. It's like the Phillies were able to have that magical run. They weren't able to win it, but that's what Atlanta doesn't want to run into is a Phillies team that gets hot late. All right, come on, Julio. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count. 5-4. Tigers should be 10-4. Feels like it. So the score does not reflect, you look at the stat line, you're like, oh, Mariners lost a close one. We haven't been in this game from the very start. 2 outs. 0-2 count. Runners at first and second. I mean, if this was the Mariners from last year, our record at one point was crazy, like 15, 20 wins and like 5 losses in 1-run games. But we're not that team this year. It hurts a little bit. We had a lot of expectations after beating the Blue Jays. And, even though we lost to the Astros, we broke the streak. We're just not that team this year. Strider's crazy. He should win the Cy Young. It's all about health. One-two pitch. Got him looking. How fantastic is that? Nice job, Julio. That's awesome. Good job, Julio. Didn't even swing. Well, we didn't deserve to win this game at all, so. But we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll grind it out. And then hopefully I'll be able to enjoy things like most people do, like food. Food is always good. Food is good to be able to have, being able to survive and live. That's a good thing to do, right? So tomorrow, Mariners will play at 6:40. And we got Kirby on the mound for the M's, and then Lorenzen for the Tigers. So I'll do that. And then on Sunday, Mariners play at 1:10 against the Tigers. So we can do that option. It's undecided versus Olsen. Or we will do the NASCAR Cup Series, which will be New Hampshire at 11:30 Pacific time. So we'll make a decision there. But yeah, so tomorrow will be 6:40. So I'll be live at 6:30 tomorrow Pacific time. So 6:30 tomorrow. It's a little, and normally we'd be playing a little bit earlier, but it is a home game, so it's kind of nice that they end up doing it around 6:40, 7 o'clock Pacific time. So we'll see what happens, but not the game that I think that we anticipated, but it is what it is. Thank you to everyone that donated, shared, commented, supported. Every single person fucking matters. Thank you so much. And then, like I said, hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better result overall. Final score: Mariners 4, Tigers 5, even though it wasn't really that close. Appreciate you guys. And then again, we'll be back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And I got one question for you. Who talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.